Hey, this is Politics with Laura, to where everything is politics. Whether if it's here locally in the U.S. or if it's international, you will get the true news because I use newspapers from around the world. Politicians here or politicians over there, or if there's a war here or a war over there, I would make sure that you know about it. Today I want to talk about Tiffany Cross. Last month, she was fired from MSNBC News. She had her own show called The Cross Connection. Now, there were some black journalists who were coming out saying that she was fired because of racism and that she was speaking truth about white supremacy, and that's why she was fired. And there was one that Karen Atia, forgive me for mispronouncing her name, she said something rather interesting. She said Atia then described the firing shortly after that on November 4th. News broke that MSNBC News was parting ways with Cross just days before the midterm election. She characterized it as a stunning announcement, and particularly for black journalists, a reminder that the rug could be pulled from under us at any time. Okay, let's unpack this. This didn't come out of left field at all. It didn't. And as I read the article, I'm surprised. No, I'm not going to say that I'm surprised that they didn't fire her sooner. No, I'm not going to say that. But Tiffany has said a lot of things, a lot of risque things. Now, even though that the Cross Connection was more of a talk show, being a little risque, nothing wrong with that. You can be risque but not be liable. In what she was saying a lot of things that could get MSNBC News sued for liable speech. Now, before you say, I have a freedom of speech. Okay, yes you do. You have a freedom of speech. However, within that speech, you can't slander anyone. You can say what you want, but you must say it in a way to where you don't slander or defame anyone. And that's what Tiffany was doing. Now, I don't have a law degree, but then again, you could look at what she said and you're like, okay. Let me give you an example. On her Saturday morning show, Cross routinely made inflammatory comments. She insisted that Trump supporters have started the Second American Civil War. The host called Kyle Rittenhouse, who was acquitted in the shooting deaths of Kenosha, Wisconsin rioters, a little murderous white supremacist, and claimed that the black senator Tim Scott, Republican of South Carolina, is thirsty for white approval because he's a Republican. Okay, I see a whole lot wrong right there. Now, just by you using the word murderous, that right there, murder is a legal term. That right there is used within the courts. You can't do that. You could say a killer, but you can't say that. And I get why. I get why she was fired. Kyle Rittenhouse is suing other people that have defamed him, and that is a defamatory statement. It is. You may not agree. Fine. Say to someone and then find yourself in court and then say, oh, okay, it was inflammatory and I got sued. But the thing is that she's saying this as an employee at MSNBC News, not as an individual person on her own. She's saying it as an employee. Now, MSNBC News has to protect their bottom line, and that is making sure that they can pay all of the employees. So if you have somebody coming out of left field just talking the side of their neck and being reckless, they may have a hard time paying other people because you're reckless and say, oh well, you fired me because you're a racist. No, I fired you because you're reckless. Now, again, this did not come out of left field. It wasn't like that Tiffany Cross was not warned several times. Here, it says the New York Post reported in early November that Cross was let go from her show. The Cross connection with Tiffany Cross following multiple incidents with her, which she repeatedly dropped inflammatory comments on air, despite multiple warnings from executives at the network, according to the source close to the network. So, she was warned, and she still did what she wanted to do. Now, I can see how that can get to someone's head. You have your own show, you're doing well, and you're saying all kinds of reckless things because you're getting paid to be provocative. And that's exactly what she was, provocative. But her provocativeness went across the line, and she was warned about being a line crosser. And she crossed that line several times, so they're like, we gotta let her go because she's not listening. So that has nothing to do with racism. She was not let go because of that. The rug was not pulled from underneath her because of racism. It was due to her talking reckless and ignoring the executives when they warned her about what she was saying. So, what do you think? Do you think I'm completely wrong? I'm just siding with white people, white supremacists? Oh, let me back up here. Because she said something rather interesting. And I thought, this is wild. I just thought, oh man. Okay, here it is. The columnist insisted Cross was victimized by conservative media outlets for her bold views, stating that she was unapologetic about discussing white supremacy and did not hold back on matters of race. This, of course, drew the air of the right-wing chattering class, who increasingly singled her out. No, no, because you could talk about um, white supremacy all day, every day, 24 hours, 7 days a week, and not defame someone. You can call out the actions, and please let's keep this where it belongs. Racism is an action. It is an action done by a group of people. Yeah, there are racist people in the United States. Yes, there is. If anyone were to say that there was no racism, um, they're not dealing with reality. Now, are there cases to where black people do get fired from a job because of someone just has a problem with black people? I believe so. I wouldn't discount it. But however, in this particular situation, you can't say that because she has demonstrated her saying things that were not only inflammatory, but they were slanderous. And that right there would have possibly, who knows if anyone has sued MSNBC, because Kyle Rittenhouse is suing other people that have defamed him, and he's winning. On that note, what do you think? Do you think that she was fired because of racism? Or do you think she was fired because she was talking at the side of her neck and they just got tired of it and thinking, look, she's liable, or she's a liability to this company. It's either we get sued or we get rid of her. I want to thank you for stopping by, because you could be anywhere, but you decide to stay here with me and listen to my video, because politics runs the world. Now, whether if you agree with the politics or not, put something down in the comment section. Whether if you agree or disagree with me, that is okay. We can agree to disagree, or we can agree to agree. So please help me get to 500 subscribers, and then help me get to 1,000 subscribers. And thank you for stopping by.